In Savitri Devi versus Ramesh Chandra, the Supreme Court held that the ingredient of the cruelty as contemplated under Section 498 of IPC are much higher and strainer degree than the ordinary concept of cruelty applicable or valuable for the purpose of dissolutions of marriage. In this instant case, ma'am, the deceased never felt to get divorced from the accused just because of cruelty harassment. The Honorable High Court of Mumbai in Sarala Prabhakar versus State of Maharashtra, it was observed that every kind of harassment or cruelty would not attract Section 498A. It must be established that beating and harassment to fulfill the illegal demands of the husband or in-laws forced to wife to commit suicide. And in the case of State of Maharashtra versus Ashok Lal, the Supreme Court observed that the prosecution has to establish the accused committed act of harassment or cruelty as contemplated by the Section 498A of IPC, and such can be deduced from the authority. And such harassment or cruelty must be caused forcing the wife to commit suicide. What can be deduced from this authority is that a solitary accident cannot be interpreted to be the sufficient evidence of cruelty or harassment attract Section 498A of IPC. In this instant case, the death of the deceased was caused under unnatural circumstances and not sufficient evidence of cruelty and harassment attract Section 498A of IPC. And in this case, ma'am, there was no persistent and sufficient great cruelty in such likely to drive the woman to a point of desperation that she is felt with no other options but to commit suicide was absent. And in the case of Indra Singh and versus State of Maharashtra, the Gujarat High Court held that the cruelty harassment must be unabated, continuous and recurring, and unbearable on one or two accident casually taken place may therefore attract another penal provisions of Indian Penal Code but will not attract Section 498A of IPC. The evidence of, I can say, ma'am, the evidence of the woman to drive in a point of desperation where she had no options or to commit suicide was absent, ma'am. And High Court of Karnataka were held that in Sum Angala versus Lakshmi Narayan, and ma'am, this is very important judgment, I can say, where there may be innumerable instances where emotions lady may commit suicide. The moment the word of uttering to anger or in hostile, but the cruelty contemplated the conduct of the law in conduct of the in-laws who intentionally cause harassment to drive a woman to commit suicide or to cause injury to her life, limb, etc. The absence of any such circumstances, it is difficult to comprehend it that such conduct of in-laws amount to the cruelty as defined in under Section 498A of IPC. And the Honorable Supreme Court in uh, Raj Rani versus State Delhi administrations, the court held that, or I can say, sorry, the Supreme Court held that while considering the case of cruelty in context of provisions of Section 498A of IPC, the court must examine that allegation or accusation must be of very grave nature and should be proved beyond reasonable doubt. Also, cruelty has to be understood having a specific statutory meaning provided in the Section 498A of IPC, and there should be a case of continuous state of affairs, torture by one to another. In the present case, it is not at all evident for the fact that the woman has subjected to the cruelty continuously and persistently. The petty quarrel cannot be termed as cruelty to attract the provisions of Section 498A of IPC, which was stated in the case of Manju Ram Kalita versus State of Assam. And the standard adopted under Clause A of explanations of Section 498A of IPC as to what conduct is likely to drive the woman to commit suicide cannot obviously be the stance or reasonable prudent person. The instinct to survive is so primary and basic in life that no conduct can be reckoned as likely to drive an ordinary prudent person to commit suicide. For an ordinary prudent woman being, it is possible to reasonably assume that it is not likely to commit suicide. Whatever in the adversity, he would battle to get over and surmount to the adversity. No conduct can hence be objectively calibrated as conduct likely to drive an ordinary prudent woman to commit suicide. In the Murlia versus State of Kerala, the Kerala High Court held that the legislation it appears to me had alertly and consciously used the expression the woman and not a woman or a reasonable prudent woman. Expression the woman used in subclause A of the explanation must certainly suggest that the standard of the woman is conscience has to be adopted while considering whether the conduct impugned as likely to drive the stained woman to commit suicide. That the conduct of the accused and in-laws in the present case cannot be said as conduct likely to drive an ordinary prudent woman to commit suicide. In the case Ram Vishnu Gupta versus State of Madhya Pradesh, the High Court held that it is only willful conduct with intentions to cause physical torture or mental agony to a woman is married life would amount to cruelty to hold the person responsibility guilty of an offense. In the case of Isbind versus State of Gujarat, the court held that to establish the offense under Section 498A of IPC, the prosecution has to prove beyond the reasonable doubt that the husband or his relative has subjected to victim cruelty as defined in Clause A and B of the explanations to the Section 498A of IPC. And in Jalam versus State of MP, the Madhya Pradesh court held that where no specific particular regarding time, place, and manner of any beating, cruelty, or harassment of a deceased for the demanding for dowry were given, the accused were acquitted of the charge under Section 498A of IPC. In the present case, there is no evidence to show that the deceased has been subjected to the cruelty and harassment prior to her death, and such compelled the deceased to commit suicide. The parent of the deceased did not lodge any police complaint about alleging demand and torture for the same, but filed the complaint only after the death of daughter. Ma'am, point to be noted. In Kunhi Abdullah versus State of Kerala, it was held there must be an existence of approximate and life link between a fact of cruelty based on dowry demand and concerned death. Further, in the case of Kamlesh Panjivar versus State of Bihar, the Supreme Court held that if alleged accident of cruelty is remote enough and has become stale enough not to disturb mental equilibrium of a woman concerned, it would be no consequence. That there is no evidence on record to show that the deceased was subjected to the cruelty soon before the death. It is submitted that the requirement of proof soon before the death is very essential in providing the offence of dowry death. It has been consistently held by the Supreme Court that no one or two instances of demand are not sufficient for providing the offence of cruelty in order to prove said offence. It has to establish that there was consistent harassment of ill treatment over a considerable time so that it amount to cruelty within the meaning of explanation under Section 498A of IPC. In the present case, there is no such evidence, and the case was only registered after the death of Anushka. And in this case, in case of Kumar versus State of Bihar, the Supreme Court held that a general tendency of roping all the relation has developed. Court also held that there is misuse of provisions of Section 498A of IPC, and so there is a need to circumspect and arrest in such case should not be made in routine matter. In the case of Kans Raj versus State of Punjab, it was observed that the in-laws of the deceased woman would not be roped in just because they are close relatives. Overact which are attributed to them would require to prove beyond reasonable doubt. In the case of Gusawai versus State of Maharashtra, the Supreme Court held that it is humbly submitted that the provisions of Section 498A of IPC are not a law for taking revenge, seeking recovery of dowry, or for forcing a divorce, but a penal provisions to punish the wrongdoer. There was such an allegation of kind of physical torture. The evidence regarded to cruelty was absolutely sketchy and not convincing. Karnas Raj versus State of Punjab, the apex court observed as for the fault of the husband and in-laws or other relative cannot in all cases be held to be involved. The act attribute to such person have to prove beyond reasonable doubt, and they cannot be held responsible by mere conjectures and implications. The tendency to rope in relatives of husband as accused has to be cleared. Thus, the deceased never lodged any complaint against the accused person nor the parents of the deceased lodged any complaint about the alleged demand and torture for the same. The complaint was filed only after the death of their daughter. Therefore, the specific allegations of dowry demand do not attract the provisions of Section 498A of IPC with respect to all the accused.